So I thank my friend Dr. Thakre sir, who have made my work easier. Whatever I wanted to communicate through this presentation today, he have covered many things. So I would be happy to interact with you face to face more after this session. Let it be interactive session, and let us have our inner voices come out. And I will not be very formal. We are all together. I want to be young like you. There were days when I was like you. So I still feel young, and I am young. That is why I am working for video creation and the new technologies. So we'll go with the basic starting, and then we will go to the next part. So what is pedagogy? In the simple way, it is the art and science of teaching. It is concerned with the teaching, basically to the student which are younger age, which have not started earning basically. And there's another word, andragogy, which is meant for teaching the adults. So that we will not enter. So this involves being able to convey the knowledge and skill in a way the student can understand, remember, and apply. So the focus as such is on the student. We have to convey the knowledge and skill considering how is our student. And friends, you might have seen how are the students in the class. Let us go back to the class 1 year back. There is the first benchers who are very sincere. They listen to you. They ask you the questions. So they are auditory students who are happy to listen to you. But there is another category of student which are sitting at the back, and they are doing something, drawing on the paper, or throwing the chalks, or creating something. So these students are not liked by the teacher. They act as a hindrance, but they are also the students, and they have got certain different skills. So that skills are known as the kinesthetic skills, those who are happy to work with the hands. And some are visual students. You might have seen some mediocre students sitting near the window and looking at the outside trees and all. So they want to visualize something. So teacher is teaching generally to the auditory student, and he is happy with them and interacting with them. And the remaining two people are generally not liked by student. But I would like to tell you that students are also very important, and the history shows that the backbenchers have made big success. So we have to also take care of the student, to manage the student. So teacher needs to know the background of the student. Then and then he can deliver properly. Otherwise, as a professor, what we generally do, we come, we see, we teach, and we go. So that connection is not made. So connection is very important. So the teaching involves three things. One is the management of the classroom management skill. He should know how to keep the discipline, how to inculcate various things in the students. Of course, he's the master, so he have to deliver the content, he have to adopt certain pedagogy. And now the third term is added nowadays, that is the technical skills. Now, as we come to the pandemic and we are working from home and we are operating the computer, so we know we need to have a laptop and mic and camera and the pen tab and so many things, create the videos and edit the images and store somewhere, database management. All these things are involved nowadays. Three things are important nowadays. The third factor is very important nowadays and onwards. Okay. So these three things are there: technological, coming new one, content you are master, and the pedagogy. So in the engineering sciences, we generally avoid these things. We are never taught. You become a graduate, you join the college, and you start teaching without knowing the psychology of the students, without knowing how the student is taught. So that factor is always missing, and that is the reason why such FDPs are conducted. So, but friends, you know, there are a number of researches going on in the world. There are so many papers. I have seen so many research papers on how to teach in the pedagogy and education technology. There are a number of papers. Even in the pandemic also, people have published many papers. What is the effect of this online teaching on the student and their performance? So many things are going on. So pedagogy is not merely sharing the videos and tests and sending something. It is outcome based. In the pandemic, what we have seen, we have taught the student, but the results are not very encouraging. Today only, I got this image on WhatsApp. You are engineers, so you can understand what is this. They told him that keep AC at 25 degrees, so the bill will be lower, and the AC is fitted at an inclination of 25 degrees. So this is a fun type of thing, but it is not unrealistic. It is realistic. Whatever you are teaching, what they are getting, you don't get the feedback. So the outcome is not made, not achieved. So there are so many things. There's a lot of scope to improve our pedagogy, get the feedback and all. So we'll go to that. Okay. So teacher have to take a lot of judgment depending upon the student. He need to understand the student. He need to know his background. For example, the pedagogy that is applied in US may not be suitable in India. The pedagogy applied in Mumbai not suited into Wardha. So depending upon my student, I have to adapt the things, and the outcome has to come there depending upon what I do. So we have to know what are the interest, knowledge, experience, and in which situation he is there. You don't know where the student is sitting, whether he has got the network or not, what is the speed. So many things are there, and whether he's motivated or not. This is one more problem. The persons who are motivated, they have much benefited in the pandemic. Even the students have learned many things in the pandemic, but those who were not motivated, they don't join. If they join, they don't listen. They don't answer the questions. There are so many things. So depending upon the student's category, the teacher have to take his judgment, define the strategies, and take the action based on all the things. So it is a very sensible job where we have to handle the student, living being, and enter into their minds and teach them for the future. So pedagogy and andragogy. So andragogy is basically the method of teaching adults, and pedagogy is for the children. So children, we take it like the student up to maybe 20 or 22, up to undergraduation, UG can be taken as a pedagogy. Beyond that, MTech and PhD and the other adults, so they are independent. They can think of, they have got a lot of information about the world. So they are having the goals. So depending upon them, that they study. But for the student, they are depending upon the teacher, upon the curriculum. So the teacher is commanding there. So the curriculum is designed, and that is to be taught. So types of pedagogies, just Thakur sir have discussed: reflective, constructive, collaborative, inquiry-based, and integrative. And he said that we have to generate the inquiry in the mind of the students. The student will ask questions, and then you'd be listening. So question answer technique gives a lot of things. In the aptitude test, you have to reason. So that is one of the things. Collaborative approach. In the laboratories, they do practicals. In the constructive approach, the student develop ideas depending upon their prior knowledge. In the reflective, generally we do at the class. During the class, sometimes we ask questions. We stop and ask questions, and the student answers. So we come to know that he's getting or not. So that is called a reflective. And integrative, there's a sandwich pattern. Sometimes you teach, and they go to the level that companies, and then they see the real world, and then they understand the things. That is the integrative approach. So we have to see which is suitable. But we see that the classroom method is most suitable in our circumstances, in the meager, less resources we have. So that is why the classroom method is the basic method. Beyond that, we are now coming out with the say smart methods. So one of the methods, this is flipped classroom. This is a term coined in the Western world and adopted in IIT Mumbai. I have undergone one session before 5 years. So there was a session like flip classroom. What do they do? Just interchange the concept. First, the teacher makes the video and then sends to the student. Student watch the video and understand it. They come to the class. In the class, they make the pairs. Some 2-3 students will make a group or pair, and then they will discuss and share. So by doing that, the students get much better. and they understand the concept better. But it is a really tough concept because the teacher have to do a lot of work initially. You have to make all the videos and then send them and then discuss in the class. So whether it is adapted or not, it is a difficult situation. Maybe in the IIT somehow some courses may happen, but otherwise it is a very difficult situation because it needs technology, video and data storage, in the dissemination, bandwidth, everything is involved there. But nowadays, as the internet is coming fast, so I hope in the future that may take place because the video is also nowadays available. Then the factors affecting the pedagogy. It depends upon the teacher. A teacher like me, maybe beyond 50, so he will afraid of, with the technology. He may not be able to handle the technicalities. So he will feel the classroom method is better. He will avoid the online teaching. You might have known the last 1 year how many people have taught properly, how many have avoided. These facts are known to you better than me. Depends upon the learning style of the student. I have just discussed about that, kinesthetic, cognitive, and all. Then it depends upon the field of study. The word pedagogy is a universal word. It is meant for all type of education. Means maybe engineering, medical, pharmacy, art, commerce, everywhere, sports. So depending upon the field of study, we have to adopt the method which is suitable for us. And then what are the additional resources required for adapting that pedagogy? So considering everything, we have to go for it. We are constrained with so many things. Then the education system also. I have seen in your pamphlet, in the first slide, our aim is to be the global teachers, global to make the global student. So when the word global comes, so we have to compare the global systems. If the input is global, if the process is global, the output will be global. Otherwise, no. So the system in America would be different. They have got resources. They have got a lot of automation. We are not. So the education system will differ from the country to country, and that is how we have to manage. But still, we should be proud that within our constraints, Indian engineers are running the world. They are topping the management and topping the companies world over. So within the restrictions also, we can make a good use of the resources and we can deliver better. Then for those who are new, let me have some statistics. What are the various methods and what they deliver? Lecture method, which is the most common method, it is the tendency that students will remember only 5% after 24 hours. So it is, unless the students revise it, they cannot remember. And whereas reading, the students can remember 10%. That is why, you know, many students doesn't turn up to the class. They read and they qualify, they get good marks. But then there are very few who do not attend the class but read. So they can distract, and that is why this method sometimes doesn't work properly. Then the next is the audio visual. If you show students the audio and visuals, like videos, there are good chances that they can learn. And that is why you can see nowadays in the technology era, there are so many videos coming, this YouTube and so many other, Coursera, Audible, and so many things are there. Udemy is there. So students are joining such courses, they pay for that, and they get the knowledge. Then demonstration, you know, practicals we do, that is giving the students better understanding because they handle the things, they see it. Then discussion for cognition, discussion is also very good. So in some cases, like we have got GDs, especially in the MBAs. In the MBAs, they go for the GDs, so much of GDs. And then more is again practice doing by himself. If you do it, you know, there is a proverb: if you tell me, I will forget. If you show me, I will remember. But if you involve me, I will practice and I will understand it. So that is what is understanding. If you practice, then 90% things are remembered. If you teach others, this is, see, we are teachers. We learn by teaching. Once I teach, I get more comfortable. So teaching is very advantageous. My knowledge is improved. My knowledge is made proper. right? So teaching, that is why sometimes we have got seminars, in the students are given seminars and webinar, you teach it. So what he had to do? He had to prepare, he had to organize, he had to deliver. So in that process, he learns many things. I had today I had a talk, so I was invited before 7 days, so I had to prepare for the lecture. So what I did, I have seen some videos, I have seen internet, I have thought in my side, and that I all combined together, organized, made a presentation, and now I am before you. So who will be benefiting the most? I am benefiting the most because I have done the work. You would be benefit or not, I don't know, because you are coming here, somewhere here in the audio visual, but I am coming in the 90%. So make a habit of presentations. Okay. One more thing, you may be knowing about the Bloom's taxonomy. Those who are new may not be knowing. This word is very famous in the pedagogy. The students, if create something, they learn more. This is the highest type of learning. If you create something, you learn more. That is why at the end of the semesters, at the end of the course, we have got the project. Nowadays in our diploma, in every subject we have got a micro project. Do something. If you create, then you will understand more. So this is a hierarchy. This is given by Bloom, known as the Bloom's technology. So remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate. These are various hierarchies. Even you set the questions as per these. Some questions are remember type, some are understanding type. So we have to. Hello. Okay. So the conventional assumptions were that the teacher is a knowledge holder and the student was recipient of the knowledge. But now the things are changing. As in the guest speech, Dr. Thackeray have pointed out that the students is changed, everything is changed. So the new assumptions are that the student is an agent and the teacher is a facilitator. In the word pedagogy, the word basically I was searching how that emerged. So peda is basically, I heard for it, peda is based from paid, and gogi is basically to take somebody, paid for taking and bringing somebody. So in the Greece, a slave who was paid to take a student to the teacher and bring him, a supporter, that pedagogue. So what he was doing, he was just taking that kid to the teacher and then bringing it. So now what we are doing, we are just taking the student towards the knowledge, and the student have to get the knowledge, because now we are facilitator. We have to show the path and the student will be absorbing it by understanding that. So that is our motto basically. So we are facilitators. So we should know what is where. Students are very smart. They can, whatever I am teaching, you are also very smart. Maybe I am teaching, you can search on the net and you can find out what is next. Maybe yes, may not be, because this is my PPT, my homemade PPT, so it may not be ready-made PPT. So you may not be, but otherwise you can see the PPTs are available on the net. The video available on the net. Everything is there on the net. And the thing is how to search them, how to filter them, and see what is good for the student. Okay, so the characteristics of 21st century student. He is a tech savvy. He relies on the search engines. Every time what he do, Google it and find the answer. That is why in the exams nowadays, in the online exams, we cannot believe on the student. We send some MCQs, he search on the Google and Google gives the answer. He is interested in the multimedia, not in the learning by teacher, not in the voice only, but he want video, he want audio, he want animation, because he is a student of Z generation. He can create e-content. He can create content. Yes, you know, so many memes coming, so many videos, small videos are coming, so many apps are available by which videos can be created by the student. But problem is that the teacher is not making that good content. Teacher is not in that way having that pace. The student is experimental. anesthetic, he want to do something. He can do so many tasks at a time. You know, he is learning at home what he is doing. Even you also. I am teaching you in what you are doing. You may be watching some SMS and that, and still you are learning. So multitasking is there, and the student have got a very short span nowadays. Attention span is very short. To keep him attended is a very difficult job for the teacher. That is why we have to be excited. We have to change our way of teaching, change our tone, change the pictures and all. So he is a visually literate, computer savvy. When I was a student, when I graduated, I was not able to touch the computer, but now the student come with the computer only. He can have face-to-face interaction. We are not computer savvy. I was watching when now in our meeting also, everybody was having a mic mute, video mute. Okay, I understand mic is mute because it will disturb. But why the video is mute? Why I don't want to be seen by others? We are not that way very camera savvy. But students are camera savvy. They face-to-face interaction. They are emotionally open. They ask questions. They don't shy. We were very shy in our days, but now the things are changed. They respond quickly. If something goes wrong, they will ask you, sir, ma'am, why marks are less? Why they are? We were not doing. So these are the various characteristics of the 21st century student, and we have to cope with that. He prefers typing. If you ask him to send assignment, what he does, he will be scanning something and converting to text and adding something, and it will send to you. For writing, he is not interested. So the teachers also have to change. So teacher have to be new one. For the planner, he should be a planner of 21st century. Just now we had that new education policy. So many things are changed. So we have to see what are these, how I can do. We should be the resource provider. We should be digital instructor. Last 1 year, what you see this image, this is a very popular image on WhatsApp. A lady teaching in the class using her mobile phone for recording, and she used this hanger in a very beautiful way, very innovative way, and she is telecasting the video. So whatever our situation, you have to use them to your benefit and continue with it. He should be a leadership facilitator, technology lover for learning. He must learn the technology, because now we have to work with technology. We are teaching with the technology. We have to be digital learner. There are so many things available nowadays. So we have to love with them. We have to use them. We have to be familiar with them. And this is a genuine predictor. We also have to predict what will happen in 10 years. What should I cope up with that? What should I do for that? So teachers are supposed to be the planners. That is why teachers are get higher payment than the equivalent manager post. Teachers are respected. Why? Because they are contributors. So in that sense, it's a great job. In that way, you have to prepare. Okay. So now, just in the last slide, I have discussed that teaching is there. So how to teach is a pedagogy, how to teach and how to manage. But now extra part that is added in the last 1 year and in the years to come is how to manage the technological tools. We must understand them. We must be familiar with them and handy with them. There are some number of softwares and hardwares. So hardwares, we are happy. Sometimes we have a laptop, we have got microphone attached, camera is there. Very few have got the pen tab. Now I am writing with the pen tab. As soon as the lockdown started, I immediately ordered for a pen tab, because writing without pen tab is really very difficult, and without writing, teaching is not very effective. So I purchased my pen tab, and now it is working with me for the years to come. So that investment of ₹7,000 is not a waste. It has paid off. You know, it has paid up to me. It is free now. Now softwares you should know. Of course, you know Zoom, Google Suite. Everybody knows, because Google Meet you are doing today. We are working on the Google Meet only. So what we generally come up to Google Meet. And if it is a paid version, it can also do the video recording. But here we stop. Majority of people stop here. They do not edit. Very few can do the image editing, sound editing, storage of information, YouTube uploading. So these are also very important. Every teacher must have a YouTube channel. See, a teacher is a knowledgeable person. He must deliver the knowledge to the society. What happens in our case, teachers are not taking the lead. So many people who are not teachers, many people who are not knowing anything, they are making the videos and their videos are getting viral. But the teachers are not. So that is a sad part. We must be able to make good videos and upload them and show it to your student. Not only make the videos, again some more things are there. Udemy is there, Teachable is there. Udemy, you know, some people must have done some courses on the Udemy. We can join some courses, we can learn something. I am not talking about joining the courses and learning something. I am talking about why I cannot make the courses. If I can teach in the class, I can teach the whole world. If I want to teach, I should know some softwares, applications through which I can teach the other student. And there is no harm. Even if you can earn some money, it is a good thing. The teacher need to be rich. In the foreign countries, teachers are very rich. So they can make the courses, they can run the courses, they can charge for that, they can get money for that. So it is not harmful. You are extending your duties to the student beyond your campus. So you must go for it. But how you will go for that? Unless you know what is Udemy, unless you know how to make the videos, how to make the courses. So these are our duties, basically. Okay. So what are the various content, digital contents? Lecture notes, you know. PPTs you are doing, but you know, PPT has got a lot of power. Today I am also presenting with this PPT, and in the PPT you can get a lot of things. Animation can be there, transition can be there. You can make the videos using PPT also. You make the quiz and you make the question bank. So these are all the things that you do with the help of the digital things. Now the video lectures that you do so far for the year, they are online or the synchronous lectures where you use the Zoom or the Meet, and so many other applications are there like WebEx. And so the video is webcasted to the student directly. So here we need the internet availability, which is not certain. There are many networking issues. Expertise is needed in handling the technology online, because I am teaching, something goes wrong, so I have to immediately do something to restore the teaching. So it is difficult sometimes. And but the good thing is here that only thing is that instant interaction is possible. So these are the things that we have done for the last 1 year. But if you see the technology, if you see the internet, if you see the actual education, you will see there are more online education courses than the university-based official courses in the world. So these courses are not online courses. They are offline. They are asynchronous courses where the videos are recorded and then they are disseminated. They are uploaded on the server, on the YouTube, on the Google Drive, and then the student can watch at their time, as per their pace. So we can send a link via WhatsApp or Telegram, and the student can watch that at their own time, at own pace. They can pause it, they can replay it. So they are more beneficial basically. But my impression is that we are lagging here. So and it is very advantageous. Only today I was teaching to my students, and now one chapter is 8 remain to be taught. So but what happened last time, I have taught that and I have made a record and I have made a practical of that. So I have sent the link to the student in my voice. I made the video and now send it. It is available on the YouTube, so the student can watch. So my work is now reduced. So it can be used again and again if it is recorded. So you think of video recording. So being a 4G teacher, video creation is must. This is a digital asset, and it will make your presence on the web to be a global teacher. It is a book chapter. Once you have that, You can send it to anybody. If somebody want me, sir, I don't know how to do this, how to do that. What I do, I can make a small video, record it, and send it to it. So he will understand it properly. And it is working as your creativity, as a book chapter. It will improve your resume for the profession also. You are young nowadays now, so you have a lot to go. So if you make the video, slowly, you will create hundreds of videos. In the last 5 years, I have made more than 100 videos. So slowly, the things happen and your popularity also increases and the books are created. Once you have got the videos, you can make a course on the Udemy, a course on the Teachables. It's a noble contribution. And moreover, the data analytics is very excellent in various such stories, medias like YouTube. So you should consider making as a hobby. It is my hobby. So I am very passionate about this. So you make it a hobby. It is not easy, I understand. You can do, but you see, now you are a computer. I think this is a course organized by a computer branch. So maximum teachers might be from the computer side. So for them, it is much easier. So it is very interesting, like you are making a movie. You are a script writer, a producer, director, actor, distributor. And once you make, students like that videos. So don't hesitate to spend some time and some money on that, because it will require some recorder and all. Even free video recording is possible, free editing is possible, and you already having the laptop with you, camera with you, so you can do that. But people hesitate. They have the fear of camera. You see, today also nobody have announced to switch off your videos. I don't see. I have attended many FDPs. So generally, the coordinator say, please mute your audios, but they never say mute your videos. But still, people mute their videos. Why? Either they are not presentable, or they don't want to show them. Why? I don't understand. So we have to make now camera savvy. This is what the people will think. I may fumble. My English is not proper. I will forget, and so many things. I will be nervous. How I look, my body language. People will laugh at me, and they will compare with others. So teacher, I got a lot of such hesitations in mind, and that stopped them from making the video. So see, we talk with the student. What you say? You should be motivated. You should not hesitate. You should talk in the front of the audience. So we are talking to the student, encourage them to go ahead, get motivated, be confident. What we are doing, the same thing should apply to us also. We should also make, and we should show it to a student. But to my surprise, I have seen not more than 10% are very interested in making this. Even if they don't keep it on the YouTube. They will store on the Google Drive and show it only to their students by sending through email. They don't want that their colleague should see that. Why? The colleague is also the same. So they should discuss basically. Okay, for the people like me maybe 50 years age, so I may not be able to cope up with that. But you see, I am teaching today. I have made the PPT. I am presenting before you. I am using technology. Even at 52. At 60 also you can do. You can make a hobby of making videos, and then no issues. Nowadays, the computers and the mobiles are so interesting. The apps are so interesting. It would be a very nice use of your time and your knowledge to make the videos. So go for it. There are solutions, of course. You have to keep the positive mindset. Don't compare with the perfect video. You are not having a studio. So don't compare that my video would be like Sandeep Maheshwari video. If I can make like that, I will do. Otherwise, I won't. No, there are many good and bad videos. So what? If you are not making, you have got a 0 videos. If you make some videos, you have got some count of the videos. No problem. What I do basically, in my computer, on my webcam, I have fixed the photograph of my kid, my son. And I feel like now I am talking to my son by watching him. And just I'm talking. So it is so simple. I don't know how many people are watching my webinar or not. Even watching or not, I don't bother. Sometimes I start my video recorder and I record itself. So camera is not the fear. It is your own fear, right? You can make your record video. You can edit it. You can see for improvement. Watch some other video. Make a hobby. Once you start making a hobby and start for making the videos, there would be number of available solutions. There are some videos you can see on the YouTube which would be helping you. Everything is available on the YouTube. Now for that you require PowerPoint. PowerPoint, you know, is a very interesting tool. Everybody knows about it, but there are number of things inside which many people do not know that. Nowadays, you know, we have got PowerPoint 365, latest one. So just you give him the Word file and he will make the PowerPoint of that. And then you have to choose which theme you want and it is ready for you. So you don't need to make a PowerPoint. PowerPoint is made for you by the robots available on you know, Microsoft. Microsoft is doing that for you. So it is so fantastic. You can check out. You should know Excel. OneNote. OneNote is very interesting tool which is not used by any teacher. Even I hope you are computer teacher, so you may be knowing about that. Knowing the Google tools is very important. So we should play with the technology to master it. You should use the YouTube. It is having a lot of videos for your learning. Video learning, video recording, editing software. We can have free of cost videos now available. Windows 10 has got a free video editing software. OBS, this is their OBS software we can use for video recording plus video streaming also. Today we could have streamed this session on the YouTube or on the Facebook Live direct by touching a button. So simple it is nowadays. So we should use it. Okay, so don't hesitate. I have purchased my webcam, I have purchased my tab, I have purchased my video editing software. How much it cost? Total cost maybe rupees 12,000. But you know, I got paid off. I got paid off. Once I have purchased, I made the videos. Many people have contacted me. I have given just in the introduction, madam was telling I have delivered 8 webinars, and to my surprise, they gave me a remuneration. So I got rupees 16,000 as remuneration. I have spent rupees 12,000 for all the things. So I am in the benefit basically. And moreover, I got a lot of portfolios. I got a lot of hundred of videos. I got a lot of references. My resume increased. I got a lot of respect. That is why I am before you today. So there are so many tangible and intangible benefits if you invest money in the knowledge in your software and hardware. Okay, so you make some good videos, teach in a proper way. Generally, the teachers are very, you know, black and white, sober. They don't want to have good things, but the students are very colorful. They want colorful things. They want to have audio, visual, animation. So do that way. Be young and dynamic. They are dynamic. They are young. They are Generation Z, as the sir told in the beginning. So unless we go in the pace they are, we cannot be their friend. You be the friend of your students. You know, on my Facebook, I may have got around 1,500 contacts. Out of that, half or more than half students are there. Half are the students. All the batches students are there, and they talk with me. They send me some messages, and they are happy whenever I make some videos and whenever I deliver some webinars and I inform in my Facebook. They are the people who are most happy. Your colleagues may not be happy. They would be enemy with you. Your teacher student would be proud of you. They will tell their colleague that my teacher is so and so. He is my teacher. He has made this. So when I made a book on this, I got messages from my students, not my colleagues. They said, sir, we are proud of you. The colleagues were not bothering about that. My college was not bothering about that. My department never bothered about my book. Nobody purchased. Forget about the purchasing. They have not even seen the book. So don't feel that your neighbors or your colleagues or your friends should be happy with your success. This is a big word, and there you can show your work. So your digital presence is very important nowadays. It's very important that you should be available and active on the media, on the net, as a professional teacher. Now forward, I am not teaching about the pedagogy. That is the end. Now I want to teach about the teacher. How should be a teacher like? See, you should have your website. My website was there. since last many years. So I had got a WordPress website. So if I go to my WordPress website, you will give some of my this and that. But then now I switched. So how this is my website, my academics, my research, training attended, whatever. I have kept it there. I don't feel that everybody will watch it, but anytime I want, I can see this, and people can come to know what I have done. So now I have switched. I have switched from my free website even to my paid website. So I have paid some money, I have purchased domain, hosted it, and now I can manage using the WordPress. So as a teacher, why I should not have my own website? I have just started my website. I have kept my book also on my website, and now I'm going to modify. Slowly, slowly, the website will increase. So my presence should be there on the website. I should make my own learning management system. You know, this Gnomio. Gnomio is a learning management system. Moodle is a learning management system. But Gnomio is a cheaper one. Free also is available. And you can manage your course. You don't need money from the management to manage. Up to 100 students, you can manage it free of cost. But it needs interest. You know, friends, nowadays, big companies are coming in the learning management system, knowledge management system. There are many big companies coming in. So the teacher is at a threat. Nowadays, even the AICTE have said that the student should complete minimum 1 or 2 courses, credit courses through the online platforms like Swayam and all. So who is going to make the courses on Swayam? Who is doing it? Is it so IIT is doing it? So why not we can do? IIT is offering. If there is somebody who can make videos, you come with us, collaborate with us, or you can convert the English medium videos into the Hindi or Marathi medium. Now you know AICTE have just said that engineering would be taught in a variety of languages, 8 languages. So for that, they are now working on converting that videos into other languages. So if you have got some idea of this dubbing and making the videos and editing, you can also go with that. So you can have your learning management system. You can create the academic videos, as I said, you must do basically. You can run your YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel. Just I click it and my video channel will come, and I can send to my student. If I want to have any video to show, I can start my channel and I can show this is my channel. So now every time I don't need to tell I have this. See, everything is available. Now if you are a young teacher and you want to improve your resume, then if you go to some interview, before you go, they can find out who you are from your internet presence. So your presence should be very sensible. Your Facebook page, your web page, your LinkedIn, and your so many things are there. You can run your, you can have a Telegram channel. I have a Telegram channel where there are around 150 participants who are interested in the video creation. So what I did, I made a video, not channel, a group where I generally invite. Now I will be sending a link to Thakre sir. If those who are interested for video creation, we have a community having 160 persons. So you can join that community and you can post your questions, you can discuss. So that is also possible. You have to be present on the day. Launch your Udemy courses, teachable courses. I have seen some people are there who have done that. They are doing it. It's not very expensive. Not very expensive, but it is possible. First you do the video courses and then you see how it can be made. So you can make it. You can earn money. People are earning money on the Udemy courses. First you go for Udemy, then you can go for Teachable also. So it's a very good source of income, especially in this pandemic. We teachers are suffering a lot. So you should not wait for somebody. People are there who are doing. Those people who are not having job, they are making the videos. So you can learn. There's a mistake here. Basically, you should first you have to learn something. You can take some courses. My son, he is now working. So I saw him, he was watching videos. I asked him what he is doing. So he was saying he was taking a course, Udemy course, and he is completing that. He has completed 50% course or so and so. So in the Udemy courses, you can even find out how much you have completed. In the Teachable, there is a proper track also. How much is completed, how much is remained, and people are there who earn money. So there are opportunities for those who are enthusiasts. And don't think that only the teachers who are computer science teachers, they can do. Anybody can do. Anybody can do. I have seen people from pharmacy. People from pharmacy have got very good track of using the computers. You must be very surprised that in the world, most of the research paper, they are not coming from engineering. They are coming from the medicine and pharmacy. Even in the computer side, I know this is engineering, that government pharmacy college, Jalgaon, and in Kamti there is also a pharmacy college. They have done a very tremendous work in the Moodle. They are using it. Even some people, you may be surprised that even government institution not done it. I have seen VNIT don't have Moodle, but Polity have got Moodle. So it is not that the government people will be doing better than that. No, anybody can do. It is depending upon the faculty. In some colleges, some faculties are very enthusiastic, so they take the course, and the things happen. So why I'm saying about Jalgaon and that Bhoer pharmacy Kamti, it is because I have seen some of the faculties doing. So by doing something extra, you are also bringing your college on the forefront. You are also marketing your college. So you must, even digital marketing programs you might be seeing nowadays in the Facebook, there are a number of advertisement. So you pay some rupees 100, 200 and make a course, do a course. You will see a lot of communities available there who are doing tremendous job, tremendous works, and then you will interest. I have joined so many such courses. Today also, I'm a part of some courses. Freelancers and professionals are aggressively launching digital courses. They are much better in quality as they are experienced. The young people are making good courses, and they are, even some Marathi people are there. I have seen they are doing a lot of things. So nobody stops for, once you have got a laptop and once you have got the bandwidth, you have got that internet, then nobody can stop you. And see, I'm from Washim. I'm at Washim. Washim is not a very popular place. It is one of the backward place. But see, I am here. I have got, at home I have got fiber. I brought fiber, and now I have so many things to do. So the difference between the cities and the villages has just vanished nowadays. Okay, this is all done. This is also done. Okay. So as a professor, now you know in this 7th pay commission, what is the criteria? A full professor must create at least one course, online course, online. Run it and certify the students. So these all courses are to be done by them. Now government is making compulsory. Don't wait for government to make compulsory. You should come out. Don't wait for your college to say something. If your portfolio is good, if your resume is good, you can go to anywhere, right? People should be ready to accept you because of your portfolio. Don't think government have not done or my college have not done. Of course, college need to do something. I will discuss about that also. College responsibility. Now this is a course I am teaching. So maybe there will be some expenses, some video, some pack is to be added, some Google that Google Meet software suite as you purchase. So something has to be also done from the side of the management. Everything, I know, I'm very happy that teachers have done a lot in this pandemic. They have taken the effort of whatever they have, the laptop they had, the mic their own, everything their own, internet their own, everything is from their own. So it is expected that the college or the university should provide some infrastructure in terms of hardware and software. So what they are doing, just they are sitting at home and making some speeches and just guiding, you do this, you do that. What support they are giving in terms of the software and hardware infrastructure. So Google Suite, Zoom, WebEx, Moodle, they should be available. Right? So who is doing this? Very few institutes have purchased Google Suite. And nobody, almost nobody have, except IIT, nobody have got Moodle, proper Moodle, proper. Smart classrooms, where are they? They are nowhere in the colleges, very few. Recording studios are needed, recording and editing tools are needed. So they should be provided. High bandwidth internet is needed. And now AICTE had made it compulsory to have 300 Mbps release 9 as per AICTE in the 7th pay this year. Teachers should be given the pen tabs, microphones, good quality webcams, so then they can do better. But still, these are not very expensive. You can purchase. Don't wait for your college to provide. Don't expect much from the management. If you want to work, you work, right? So because teachers, students are prepared much better than the teachers. Student have got computer, student have got the laptop, student have got the webcam, smartphone. They are making the good videos. They are far better than the teachers in many cases. So gone are the days when the student would be just listening to the teacher because he's a teacher. He will listen to teacher if he is a capable teacher, techno-savvy teacher, and delivering something which is good for him. Otherwise, they won't listen to you. They won't listen to you. It's the mobile generation now. What is the support status from the management? It is a question mark. Basically, it's a question mark. I hope your principal should have been present and he should have heard my voice so that you could have got some support from the principal. I will talk to him. He's my friend. I will talk to him. Anyway, there are a number of challenges. So you have to face the challenges and go ahead. We talk about you should do that, you should do that, but we have to talk, we have to discuss what is the experience of 1 year teaching. Very bad experience you might have come out. I have just shown you one photograph in the very beginning, right? He have inclined his AC by 25 degrees, right? So that is an imaginary photograph, but that has some essence. Whatever we are delivering, that is not reaching as it is. That is, there is a gap. There is a big gap between what we teach and what the students are getting. But nobody can talk on paper. Nobody is talking. So why we should hesitate, right? So there is a tremendous change in all the areas, in industry, society, economy. So our teacher, what about our Guruji? Guruji must change. Guruji bhi change hona chahiye abhi. So we have to collaborate with the universities. When you collaborate, what happens? When you collaborate with something, we make a memorandum of understanding. And as a profession, what I feel, I should get something. I never think what I can give. If somebody asks question, we have no answers what we can give. There is a sad part of it. So what can I give with payment? If not, can I give something for free? So you can make a list of what we can do. What I can do. If I am capable, then I can do. So as a teacher, can we collaborate with our colleagues? Just keep your hand on your heart that if some of your colleagues have done some good thing, you have appreciated him, you have liked it, commented it, appreciate others. You should appreciate others. But what I feel, if you do something, you don't share with your colleagues. If you share, you don't show the interest. Right, so means we do not appreciate or support each other. If the teacher collaborate, even that can be a very good thing. But I have seen everybody is in those compartment. Nobody is talking. Nobody is sharing his knowledge. What is this? What is that? How can I do that? How can I manage this? There are simple tools in the Microsoft Word or Windows, but nobody shares them. So that should not be the case. Whatever happens, so last thing I want to say, whatever happens to the system, whatever happens to the pedagogy, you are more importantly interested in your resume. Your resume should improve. So what you can do for improving your resume, that you have to see. As a teacher, what I have did I made some online courses? Did I made some videos where I have given lectures? What software I have made? Can I make some software? You know, in the examinations now, in Amravati University last time, they could not conduct examination, online examination. If university cannot conduct examination, how can they develop the technology? We are talking about Harvard University. They have brought up with so many technologies and patents. Even now, that vaccine is also designed, invented by university. So situation is very different in India. In India, university cannot even conduct its own examination. So forget about any other useful innovation. We cannot even innovate what we need as a part of pandemic. So then the things are green. So what I can do, what small softwares I can make? Can I make some application app? Now I have gone for my website. Can I have my app? I want to have app, Vikas Dongre app. And whenever you put something, you will get my articles, my books, my softwares, my coding, my some PPTs. That should be there, right? So we are teaching the student, there is a course, Android application. But how many applications have come? So what I expect that we as a teacher, we should have our own website, our own app, our own work. We should be able to showcase on the fingertip. If you go somewhere, this I have done. So you should be ready for the technology. There are so many problems. But we have to cope up with that. Last slide, I will show you this. Ranjit Singh Disley. So how many problems he might have faced? He was school teacher in a village, and he got a global teacher prize. We should be proud of him. International prize, best teacher. He won this last time only. I hope everybody knows this. 2020, he got this prize. So if he can do, I have seen his videos. Since 2014, he was making the videos. I have seen the classrooms, and he was making the class games and the videos he have uploaded. So if he can do, if a teacher can do, why an engineer cannot do? But how many engineers have done? The last pandemic, what we have seen is that the high school teacher have done much better. They have taken the classes, they have taught the students, they have purchased some tools also. But we as a teachers, we are in our own compartment. Whatever you do in your home only, you do not record it, do not show it to it. So you make your portfolio, you show it to the world. On the fingertip on the internet, your portfolio should come out. So I hope that with this you will get some motivation, and you will, whatever happens to pedagogy, as a professional teacher, you look like a professional teacher. Whatever happened to the system, I am this, I have done that, I can do that. That is why then you will get some chance in the world. You know, it's very competitive. The students are finding tough, the teachers also finding very tough nowadays. So this tough world, the technology will take us to the new height. So today we have seen that we should be positive and open-minded for lifelong learning. We should be lifelong learners. Some takeaways: play with the technology, hardware and software. Be in touch with the techno-savvy community. That is why I have made a Kindle, a Telegram group where the teachers or the techno-savvy people can come together. They can share their knowledge, and that is how we can grow, share the experience. Everything is changing. The teacher also need to upgrade. You upgrade or perish. That is the mantra nowadays. And as a professional teacher, add more to your resume. That is what you can do by yourself. Nobody will come there, right? Based on this, I have also published a book, and now I am publishing another book. As I am 52, I am now towards the retirement. So I thought, let us guide to the people. So I also guide to the young people through my videos, and I also guide to the mature people through my book. Book reading is also very nice. In some of the other webinars, I will be happy to share with you how to read the books and how to share our knowledge also. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity, and I'll be very happy to interact with you. If you have any questions, just feel free, and I'll be very happy to be young with you. Thank you so much.